Money, it affects our everyday life. But how do we make more of it? Manage it. And make sure we make the most of our money. Welcome to Money Mindful, a podcast to teach and support you as you learn to manage your money.
Hello and welcome to the Money Mindful podcast. I am your host, Megan Jean Smith. I'm a money mindset and life coach for women. I work one-on-one with women who are ready to do the work on themselves to make their good lives great. How do we do that? One of the main things I work on with my clients is I help you break up with not enough mentality and teach you the tools that you need to live a life with enough time, enough money, and confidence. I run a 6-month in-depth one-to-one coaching program with everything you need to create this. And if you've been listening to the podcast for a while now and you've been in my orbit and you've been thinking about what it would be like to work with me, I would like to invite you to book a consultation call with me. A consultation call is not as scary as it sounds. It's actually a 1-hour call with me where we get on Zoom. You get to tell me everything that you are struggling with at the moment. And I totally get that you are an amazing, competent, and capable woman. But even amazing, competent, capable women need help to get out of their own way. And so on the consultation call, you get to tell me about what it is that you're struggling with right now and what it is that you actually want to create in your life. And so I have clients coming to me for a range of different things. I work with quite a few entrepreneurs, like women with small businesses. They want to increase their income, or they're changing careers, or even some clients I work with who are working on goals like losing weight. So it's really about what it is that you want to create in your life and breaking through all the stuff that gets in the way of creating that for yourself. If this sounds like a heck yes, I want to learn the tools to take my life from good to great, then go to my website, book yourself a consultation call. I'm now taking on new clients in this month of July. Let's talk and get you started on this journey. All right. Now to the podcast. We are working on our abundant mindset. If you are a new time listener, or if you haven't been listening for the last couple of weeks, just stop this episode now and scroll back a little bit in your podcast feed and go to the episode that is from 2 weeks ago. It's called Abundant Mindset. Now I can't ever remember what it's called. Yes, that's right. Okay, so it's called Abundant Mindset Toolkit. What is scarcity mindset? That's the first episode in this series that I'm doing for you. I have created an Abundant Mindset Toolkit. It has 10 of my most practical and powerful exercises in it that I use myself. The exercise I went over last week is a technique, a mindset tool that I have used to double the revenue in my business. So they may sound simple, but they are really powerful and effective if you apply them. So today I want to take you through exercise number 2, 10 ways I can love my money, or 10 ways I can love my business, 10 ways I can love my body or self. Okay, you can apply this to anything that you want. So it's 10 ways I can love ... You fill in the blank what it is that you want to do this exercise on. I actually shared with you about this episode earlier on this year in March, and the episode was called 10 Ways I Can Love ... So go ahead and go back. If what I say today resonates with you, go ahead and go back and listen to that episode too, because that's how we learn things, just repetition, like trying things again and again and repeating until they consolidate and become a part of our life. Abundance is the energy of generosity and love. Okay? Scarcity is the energy of not enough, fear, and criticism. Now, you attract more of what you focus on. It's that cliche point I've told you about many times on this podcast. You go to buy a new car or you go to buy some new beautiful pair of shoes, and suddenly you see everybody wearing those same shoes, or you see everybody driving that same car. That car and pair of shoes were always there. It's just you weren't attuned to see it. You weren't filtering for it in your brain, right? So if we're going to focus, if we attract what we focus on, and we're going to focus on something intentionally, why not choose love? Right? I mean, how good is love? Love feels amazing. Yeah? Like when we think, okay, let me reside in the feeling of scarcity or love. Scarcity, love. Like it's not really a hard one to choose, right? Of course, we're going to choose love every time. So this exercise it's like a 2-in-1 process, because although this exercise is about focusing on actions that you can take, the very act of doing this exercise will create more awareness for you, because it will get you thinking about what you're already doing or what you're not doing, all right, that you might want to start doing, and why. Okay, why is that so? And what are you thinking and feeling that has you taking the actions that you're taking now? So I want you to grab a notepad and pen for this exercise. And remember, if you're listening in the car, this exercise is in the Abundant Mindset Toolkit that you can download by going to moneymindful.com.au/abundant mindset. And there'll be a link in the show notes. There's a link in the show notes last week, the week before, and it will be in the show notes for the next couple of weeks, because I'm going to go over a couple more exercises for you. So get a notepad and pen. And we'll do this one on money, okay, for the example. I want you to write a list of 10 ways you can love your money. Now, here are some questions to get you started. So, how would you treat your money if you were coming from a place of love? Now, this is a great question to ask yourself, because often we talk negatively about money. Right? Like, oh, I don't have enough. We don't give our money attention. We ignore our money. So I want you to think about, how would you treat your money if you were coming from a place of love? Like if money was a person, or if money was a child, or if money was your lover, how would you treat it? Right? Would you be a good custodian of it? Would you make sure that your money in your emergency fund, for example, is in the highest earning interest fund possible? Right? Would you check your money in your bank accounts and make sure that you're the only one who's getting to use that money? Or is that money being used by someone else who's like got your credit card details? I think I've mentioned to you guys before that because I actually check my money and I check my accounts, this year alone, my credit card has been hacked twice. I've had two separate cards. I've had purchases go through that I did not purchase. Thank you very much, McDonald's in Victoria, somewhere I don't even live in Victoria. So, are you being a good custodian of it? Like, what would having a positive relationship with your money look like? Now, this is a very personalized exercise, because how how you have a positive relationship with your money is going to look different from somebody else's, right? So for somebody else, having a positive relationship with money might be doing a budget every single week and have a budgeting app and recording all your spending because you're really like hyper focused and want to pay attention to that. For someone else, it might be releasing the reins a little bit and trusting that you have enough money. Different points of how we interact with our money are different for different people. It's like the relationship I have with my partner is not going to be the same as the relationship you would have with your partner, right? It's very individual, but what does it look like to you? So what are the 10 ways you can love your money? Okay, I'm going to give you some more questions to just prompt you to thinking about this in a different way. So would you actively pay attention to it and care for it? Would you spend your money intentionally? How would you be speaking about your money? Would you speak about it in a positive way? And how would you be thinking about your money? Because this is really interesting, and I see this come up a lot with my clients is, on the one hand, some clients think that they have a good relationship with money, and yet when they start talking about money, they have a lot of opinions about money, like, oh, money doesn't matter, oh, that money's not important. I mean, would you talk that way about somebody that you loved? Would you say that they didn't matter or that they weren't important? Really just let yourself dive in, like go deep with this exercise, like 10 ways you can love your money. Because there's, like I said, there's 2 ways to look at this exercise. One is you're actively actually looking for ways that you can care and love your money, right? So if you're in a position right now where you feel like you're not caring and loving and being loving towards your money, you can turn your brain on to look for ways that you can actually do that. But the second part of this exercise, the kind of tricksy bit that's happening here that I haven't written in the exercise in the book, but what you're exposing yourself to by doing this exercise is how are you actually treating your money now, right? Are you treating it in a loving way? So it's a brilliant way to create awareness around how you treat your money now, because if you're not treating it already in a loving way, nothing's gone wrong. But how cool is that? You've now just discovered that you're not. And so you can do something about it. Now, this exercise works exactly the same way to apply it to your business, your relationship to yourself, how you think about yourself, or your body, like your physical body, like 10 ways you can love your body. Yeah, like you can go really deep with this exercise and really question yourself. Like, am I punishing my body or am I actually loving my body? Because I'm not saying this is you, but sometimes when people really dig deep with these kind of exercises, like for example, the one with your body, is they realize, oh, I'm actually exercising because I'm punishing myself, because I'm telling myself I'm disgusting because I feel like I'm overweight or I have fat arms or whatever it is, and I'm actually exercising as a form of punishing myself. Like that's not everyone. Like you might be exercising as a form to take care of your body, but this exercise is a brilliant way to create some more awareness around how you can love things in your life, and are you loving things in your life right now, how you want to do it. Now, just pick one area to start with, and if this exercise resonates with you and you feel like it is really helpful for you, then choose some other areas to dig into. If you are an entrepreneur, I know there's a lot of business owners and coaches and things that listen to this podcast, do it on your business, right? Like 10 ways you can love your business. Like, can you set up systems in your business to make it really streamlined and run really easily and well behind the scenes? Yeah, what are things that you can do to really love your business? Can you implement a profit first system, for example, where you are managing the money in your business so you actually have a profit, right? An amazing exercise. I would love to hear how you go with this. So if you do this exercise, which I really hope you will, I hope you go and download the Abundant Mindset Toolkit. Let me know. Send me an email, DM me in Instagram. I want to know how you go and what impact this has on you. I use this tool on my business in particular, I can't say that word. At the start of this year, I did a lot of work on how I wanted to set myself up for this year in my business. And this particular last week's exercise I did on money, or my thoughts around money and how I wanted to think about money. But this exercise, 10 ways I can love, I did this for my business, 10 ways I can love my business. And I believe from memory, I talk about that as well in the podcast 68 that I released in May. I'll put a link in the show notes for you about things that I implemented in my business as a way of loving my business, supporting my business to grow. Now, like I said at the start of this explanation of this exercise, abundance is the energy of generosity and love. So we want to be in that energy of generosity and love. Right? That's what creates that flow of abundance. Whereas scarcity is the energy of not enough, fear and criticism. So not doing things because we're afraid, right? Not spending money on hiring a coach, for instance, because we're scared to spend the money we have because we are afraid that we're not going to get more, right? So we want to hold on to it. That's all I've got for you today. And of course, I'm sure you will agree that it's enough. We only need one exercise per week, I think, to practice and master and put into place. I have another 2 exercises that I'm going to go over with you over the following 2 weeks on the podcast. Remember, you can access all 10 exercises right now, straight away, if you go and download the Abundant Mindset Toolkit. The link will be in my show notes. You can also just go to moneymindful.com.au/abundant mindset, and you'll be able to download the toolkit straight away and get access to all 10 exercises and concepts right now. Okay, until I speak to you next time, have a beautiful week. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Money Mindful podcast. For more info, visit moneymindful.com.au. For future episodes, be sure to subscribe. And remember, the information in this podcast is of a general nature only and does not take into account your personal circumstances or goals. Please seek professional advice for your own financial needs. Remember to have fun along the way.